everyone. Welcome to Season 5 of Tell Me Why, the vodcast for American Airlines team members. Looks at the why behind the news, information, and all that's going on at American Airlines. My name is Ron DeFeo, work in the Global Engagement Group. And today, VP of Miami, JC Liscano joins us. JC, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Good, thanks for flying in.
My pleasure.
Awesome. Well, we're here to talk about a couple things. Most notably, we're in the midst of Hispanic Heritage Month, so more on that in a minute. But talk a little bit about your story and just your career journey and what got you to American.
So I'm happy to share. 28 years with American, and it actually started on the regional side with American Eagle in Miami. So it's incredibly humbling to be able to make full circle within that time frame, to be able to go back to the hub and have this amazing job of leading the team there.
That's great. 28 years. And you are, we'll get to this in a second, you're the executive sponsor of the LDN, the Latin Diversity Network. But we are in the midst of Hispanic Heritage Month. So talk a little about what that means to you personally.
It's a very personal time for me. One, because of the story I just shared. I mean, we're originally from Colombia. I was born in Cali, and so the whole family migrated to New York. Eventually, ended up in Miami. And so, we are a nation of immigrants. And what Hispanic Heritage Month does is it celebrates the histories, the cultural contributions, just contributions in general of Hispanic Americans to the United States. This was something that was done back in 1968 by President Johnson.
That's very cool. And like I made mention, you're one of the executive sponsors of the LDN. And, we're spending a lot of time on this season talking about, our goals. So talk a little bit about the Latin Diversity Network, what it does and how it ladders up to our goals here this year.
They recently this year participated in some recruitment over at ASU, but they do some interesting work for the airline as well. So they actually have given feedback and suggestions on our library on board the aircraft for in-flight entertainment, specifically for Hispanic Heritage Month. They do quite a bit of mission trips. And the reason why I think those are incredibly important is it demonstrates the many communities we fly to in Mexico, Caribbean, and Latin America that our care for those communities does not end at the fence of the airport. It actually really goes into the communities. And I think it's a great way to tell America's story for the last 3 to 4 decades.
Oh, that's great. And of course, LDN specifically just celebrated 25 years. That's pretty exciting. So anything to add about that? And how can team members get involved if they want to, get a part of LDN?
This is a unique story, Ron. I mean, back in 1997, customer relations were getting all these letters in Spanish. Of course, you and I know they were all compliment letters, but someone needed to translate those letters. And so Ana Cristina Raimundo got together with 6 other members, and they created back then what was the Hispanic Latin Employee Resource Group. Fast forward 2 years after that, Victor Escalante joined the group. And so they changed the name to Latin Diversity Network. Now, I want you to go back to 1997 and fast forward today. There are, I think, more than 19 chapters.
Wow.
Domestically and internationally, with about 2,500 members. And so they're doing some amazing work to help promote American story, but also to make sure that organizations that recognize EBRGs see the LDN as one of the top 15 employee business resource groups, as the Latina Style magazine has recognized them for.
That's right. Very, very cool. And people want to get involved, JetNet, email you.
They can email me. They can email Jose Freig, who's also an executive sponsor, Linda Navarro and Nunez, who are the global leads. But of course, you can always go to JetNet and you go to the different groups under the DEI banner, and you'll be able to find the LDN link there.
That's awesome. Well, you also run Miami. It's your day job. So I can't let you go without talking a little bit about that. You're through the summer. How'd that go? What's going on now? You guys will all of a sudden be ramped up for the holidays.
Yeah, it's been an interesting ramp up. And I'll tell you what, Miami is the gateway to Latin America and the Caribbean. And I think many people, both in the community and globally, know this. So what came back first was short haul international flying. We have been busy nonstop since late last year. Doing our 2 cents to bring the airline back. And so it's still busy now, and that's a really great thing. So that team has been working really hard every day to take care of our customers and each other.
Awesome. JC Liscano, live from Miami, but actually here at Skyview 8 here for this edition of Tell Me Why. JC, thanks for being here.
Mucho amor para ti, Ron. Thank you.
Yo hablo un poquito español. 300 palabras, no más. Well, look, Tell Me Why lives on JetNet. You can also find it anywhere you download your podcast. Could be Apple, could be on SoundCloud. If you, as actually know for American Airlines team members, have things you want to talk about, learn about, know about, please feel free to drop us a line on our JetNet page, and we will look to bring the guest to you on this show. Thank you for being here. We'll see you on the next episode of Tell Me Why.